Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. So today's video is a review of the Patina blouse, which is what I'm wearing, and this is the newest pattern from Friday Pattern Company. It was released, I think, a couple of months back now, and I wasn't enamoured with it straight away, I will admit, but I've seen quite a few lovely versions out there in the sewing community, so thought I would give it a go. So firstly, this pattern is designed for woven fabrics. It comes in two designs. You can either have a short sleeve or you can have a longer bishop sleeve like the one that I'm wearing. It has this gorgeous sort of collar detail and then button front with a yoke on the back and bust darts at the side and then a button up front. So you want to be making this out of something either fairly drapey or a cotton lawn, something like that, particularly if you're making the bishop sleeve version. If you're making the shorter sleeve version, you could probably get away with something more like a cotton poplin or something a little bit more heavier weight than that. But yes, if you're going for the bishop sleeve version that I've made, you want to be going for something that's a little bit more drapey and flowy. So this pattern has a really good size range. It goes from size extra small, which is a 32 to 33 inch bust, right up to a 7X, which is 59 to 60 inch bust. And the finished garment measurements are a 39 inch bust for the extra small, right up to a 66 inch bust for a 7X. So this pattern is designed to have a fair bit of ease in it. It's designed to be loose and flowy, so I went for a size medium, which the amount of ease that's included in this pattern is around sort of the 4 to 5 inches mark. So I'll stand up and I will show you. I've got it on with my Camden skirt at the minute. It's really pretty, it's really lovely. As you can see, it's fairly loose on me. If I turn round, it's got this lovely yoke detail in the back. The collar goes all the way around, and yeah, I think it's a really lovely pattern. Now, there were a couple of grammatical errors in the instructions, which I think I'm a bit surprised that the pattern testers didn't pick up on. But apart from that, the instructions were fairly straightforward and, you know, it was fairly easy to put together. I do think the construction method is a little bit unusual in some respects, in the fact that the sleeves are put in flat like you would with a jersey and not set in like you normally do with a woven. I did follow the instructions as it said, and you know, it worked, it was fine. So the fabric that I used is this really pretty viscose that I got from Abercan. I don't know whether it was last year or the year before, and I decided that I wanted to do a contrasting black collar, and I think it looks really nice. I'm really happy with how that came out. I made the size medium, and I would say the only changes that I made to the pattern was to lengthen the bodice by 1 inch and to lengthen the sleeves by 1 inch. Now, what I would say is that these sleeves are still far too short for me, and when I had this finished the other night, it was one of the first things that I noticed even before I tried it on. I thought those sleeves are still going to be too short, and they are. If I stand up now, you can see that's where the sleeves come to on me, and they are supposed to be full length, and I've probably got at least another good 2 inches there. So because they're cuffed sleeves with a continuous lap and button, it just means that it's sort of pulling a little bit on my upper lower arm, if that makes sense. So I'm a bit annoyed about that because, as I say, I have lengthened the sleeve already by 1 inch, and I've not come across a pattern before where I have had to add 3 inches length to a full length sleeve. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying, I will say, but I don't know if anybody else has had an issue with that. I am 5'10". I know that I've got long arms, and generally with most patterns I tend to have to add 1 inch in length to the sleeve. I've never had to add 3 inches before, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. But apart from that, as a little blouse, I think it's really nice. I really like it. What else can I tell you? The buttons that I used were from the Textile Garden. I don't know if you can see those very well. I really like these. I didn't buy them specifically for this project. I was just going to get some plain black ones. I was looking in my stash to see if I could find some plain black ones and didn't have any, but I did find these. So I've used these throughout, on the front button placket and on the little cuffs as well. And I'm really pleased with how it looks with the collar. I I'm not one usually for colour blocking and mixing up patterns and things. I tend to like the whole garment in the same thing. I know a few people mentioned about doing the cuffs in black as well, but I know I wouldn't like that. I was quite happy for the collar to sort of stand out a little bit, but I didn't want the cuffs to stand out as well. So yeah, I decided just to go for the collar as a standout. I'm looking at it on screen, and when it was on my mannequin, the collar looked pretty perfect, but on me now, it's looking like it's laying, and it's looking like this side of the collar is narrower than this, but I can absolutely assure you they are exactly the same width. So that is just really bizarre. I don't know whether it's just the way I'm sitting or the way it's looking on screen, but it's yeah, it's looking like this side is a bit wider than this, but it's not, which is really strange. I don't know what else I can tell you really. I think I used probably about between 1.5 meters and 2 meters of fabric to make this, I would say. The bust darts are, I'm just trying to think, the bust darts are actually very, very small, and I think that's because it's designed to be a loose fit blouse, but I didn't move the bust darts down because, as I say, they are really tiny, and I'm not sure, if I'm perfectly honest, I'm not sure that they're even needed, because this is a loose fit and it's not designed to have much shaping. I'm not convinced that the bust darts are needed in the smaller sizes. I think probably once you start going up the size range, then absolutely I think bust darts are essential, but I think in the smaller range, certainly that I've done, I don't think the bust darts, for what size they are, add anything to it and give me any more shaping or room that I actually need. Then they're not in the right place. I think if they'd have been bigger, I would have probably lowered them, but because, and you know, if it was more fitted, but they're so small. The point of the bust dart is literally, it comes to here, and obviously my apex is here, so I don't quite understand why they're there, but I put them in anyway because I made the pattern up as is. So if I was going to make this again, and I probably will make it again, to be honest, because I love bishop sleeves. I'm absolutely, you know, I think they're great, and shirts like this are great for me for work, so I, you know, can see myself making more of this, but I would need to lengthen the sleeve, as I say, by a good 3 inches in total. I would probably eliminate those darts because I don't think they add anything in the size that I make, and apart from that, I don't think I would change anything else. I added 1 inch to the length of the blouse as well, which is a standard adjustment that I always make because of my height, but otherwise, you know, I'm really happy with it. I don't think, particularly at the minute, I would make the shorter sleeve version. I mean, obviously looking at the pattern here, well, I'll put a picture here, but looking at the pattern picture, where the sleeve hits the upper arm for me, I think would be in the most unflattering part of my arm, and I don't think that I would like that myself. So I think if I was going to make the short sleeve version, I would either potentially lengthen it to 3/4 length, so it was just below my elbow, or I would take it right up into a little cap sleeve. I think that would be more flattering on my body shape. So yeah, I can't see myself making the version with the short sleeve as is. I would probably want to hack that. But yeah, the one that I've made I really like. As I say, I'm just really annoyed that these sleeves are just so short because they are annoying me already. I do have plenty of fabric left, so I could always take them out and redo them, but I have French seamed all this, including the sleeves and the sleeve head, so that would be a bit of work to unpick it all, but it's probably worth doing because I've got plenty of this fabric left. So anyway, okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that little review from me today, and you know, as it looks, I really like it, and let me know down in the comments below if you've bought this pattern and if you've made it yet, and what you think if you've made it yourself, if you had any problems with the fit or anything like that, or if it just fits straight out the packet for you, then you know, let me know what you think, and I'd be really keen to hear your thoughts. So all in all, it is a thumbs up, but I think I just need to make a few changes for the next one. So right, that's it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog, and I will see you all again really soon. Take care, bye.